Hi everyone. So today we'll talk about basic concepts required for a manual tester. So in today's topic we'll discuss about software testing fundamentals, testing types, test cases and test scenarios, bug reporting, test design techniques, traceability, test environment, risk analysis, test closure. So let's dive deeper into each of the basic concepts required for a manual tester from a software testing perspective. So we'll start with the first, that is software testing fundamentals. So imagine you are a detective inspecting a house before it's sold. So your job is to find any flaws or problem that need to be fixed, just like a tester roles in a software development. So tester has a different means in testing we have a different stage like planning, what to check, executing tests, and reporting issues. Next is testing types. So think of testing like examining a car from a different angles. So you would make sure its doors open, the engine works fine, and it's comfortable to drive. So similarly, testing has a types like functional testing, so that ensures software does what it should. Regression test, if changes affect existing features or not, and the usability test scenarios like user can use it easily or not. So there are a lot of different type of testing types is available. So in our upcoming videos we'll discuss all those testing types like functional testing, non-functional testing. Inside functional testing we have different types, inside non-functional testing we have different types. So we'll cover in the different video. Then next is test cases and test scenarios. Definitely, uh, before executing the test cases or test scenario, first we need to figure out what test cases need to be executed. So test cases are like a script you follow to test software, similarly to a recipe you follow to cook a dish. So on the other hand, test scenarios are broader situations that involve multiple test cases, just like cooking an entire meal using a different recipes. Okay, then next is bug reporting. So picture yourself as a reporter documenting a crime scene. So when you find a problem in the software, you would create a detailed report with steps to recreate the issue, its impact, and how serious it is. This helps developers to understand the problem and fix it effectively. Then the next is test design techniques. So think of test design techniques as a puzzle solving strategies. Just like use pattern and logic to solve puzzles, these techniques help testers design tests that cover different aspects of software, ensuring that it's thoroughly tested. Then the next is requirement analysis. So consider the software's requirements as a blueprint for building a house. Tester read these requirements to understand what the software should do. This helps them to create the test that ensure every part of the software works as intended. Then the next is traceability. So think of traceability as a connecting dots on a map. So tester establish link between the requirements and the test cases to ensure that everything that software is supposed to do is tested and accounted for. Next is test execution. Uh, let's imagine you are a judge evaluating a dance performance. You follow the steps in your evaluation sheet to judge if the dancer performed each move correctly or not. So similarly, testers follow test cases to check if the software behaves as expected or not, as per the requirement or not. Then defect life cycle. So defect have a journey. For example, just much like a patient in a hospital, tester identify the report issues that like had like admission of a patient. Developer fix them like a treatment. You can relate correlate. Tester verify the fix after the developer fix. So that is like a recovery. And if all is well, the issue will be closed by the tester, that is discharge. So this is how defect life cycle works. Definitely in the next video or in our upcoming video we'll uh, discuss more about the defect life cycle. Then next is documentation. So documentation is like keeping a detailed diary of your journey. So tester maintain documents like test plans, test scripts, and report to record what they did, what they found, and how they did it, which is very crucial for teamwork and future reference. Sometimes you may need to take screenshot of your test execution, which may help in future as a reference. Then we have communications. Yeah, just as a conductor coordinates an orchestra, tester communicate with the developers, project manager, and the other team member to share progress, discuss issue, and ensure everyone on the same page. Then the test environment. Think of a test environment as a controlled laboratory. Testers set up this environment to mimic real world conditions so they can test the software in a consistent and predictable manner. Then we'll talk about test data. So test data is like using different ingredients to bake a different type of cakes. So tester prepare various inputs to check how software behaves under different circumstances, like with negative scenario, positive scenario, with negative test data, with some all those circumstances need to be tested. Okay, then risk analysis. Considered software testing as wearing a helmet while riding a bike. So tester identify potential risks to the software's quality or success and prioritize their testing efforts to focus on areas with higher risk. Regression testing, as we already talked about regression testing at the beginning, that imagine a plant growing taller. Okay, each time it grows you ensure that the previous growth is intact or not. So similarly in software, regression testing verifies that new changes haven't negatively affected the existing functionalities. And finally the test closure. So after finishing a project, it's like presenting your findings to a class. In testing, you summarize what you tested, how it was tested, and what was found in a test closure report to share with the team and the stakeholders. Yeah, so that's we cover all the topic. In our upcoming videos, we'll go with each topic one by one and we'll discuss more about in details. Thank you.